everything loaded in and set up for you guys. Alright, once we got a couple people in here, we'll get to going. Move to back here. Alright. Now, whether you're in or not, I'm probably about to get started. Just a good beginner's guide. That way you can go back and rewatch the whole thing and basically what this is going to be, guys, is a beginner's guide to the basics of Arma. I've had a lot of questions about it. So before we get any further, we're gonna hit some of the extreme basics. Arma's a milsim. It's not a Call of Duty. It's not a Battlefield. It's a military simulation. You've got more things like your bullet physics, the ballistics that go along with that, weapon damage. That is one end of what they wanted. On the other end, it is Arma. And sometimes all of that accounts for nothing. So what I'm going to try to show you guys today are some basic tips and tricks to get going and have a good experience in Arma and not be lost. First off, of course, you're going to need a copy of Arma. You're going to get Arma 3 from Steam, most likely. And once you have that, just get everything downloaded. Now, to play online like we do most of the time, you're going to need something akin to your A3 launcher. That's the easiest way. That's A3 launcher. And when this video goes to YouTube, I'll put a link in the description. Everything you guys would need. So you'll get A3 launcher, pick a server, find a server friends are playing on, and you'll hit play. Now what that's going to do is automatically download all the modification files that you need to be able to play. And you'll be good to go within, anywhere between 10 minutes and 10 days depending upon your internet connection. What I'm really going to focus on is going to be your basics. Keyboard and mouse commands, things like that. So I'm going to get going. I've loaded up a little custom scenario. And just to give you guys an idea, this is the VR map. I just threw in a couple of obstacles and a couple of enemies so we could go over tactics, go over a couple of easy things like that. First off the bat, WASD, standard movement keys, forward, back, strafing. Then you have Q and E. A single touch of those is going to lean left for Q or right for E. Double click that and you'll lock in that position. Now I'll show you why that is useful right here. Alright, we're at the side of this building. We don't know, say over there at that radar, we think there's a hostile. Well, let's go back to first person. And to give you an idea, that's really easy. That's the enter button on your keyboard, the number pad enter button. So we want to peek over there. Well, we'll double tap that. I can look right around that corner. Pop it back. I'm out of danger. So that's your uses. Now I'm going to put it back in third person. Now to draw back a little bit more in third person, the minus key on your number pad, if you'll tap that twice, it's going to lock it in a further field of view third person. So we'll go on into a couple other things. Now on some servers, depending upon where you're playing, the tilde key next to the one above the tab is going to change the lower right input in between your hunger and thirst, your stamina, your temperature of the player, or your general health. And that is useful to know. Now, depending upon, again, what server you're on, the 1, 2, 3, and 4 key are going to dictate if you bring out your weapons or if you use advanced movement, like we're bunny hopping here. So, still with movement, your Z key is going to make you drop prone. Push that again, you come right back up. You want to go all the way up, hold Control and hit W. If you'd like to change your stance by portions, Control and S will slowly lower you down, even if you want a shooting position. All the way to prone or laying on your side. All of these things can be helpful in Arma for getting the proper shooting solution on a target. I will illustrate that in a moment. Now, hop right back up. We'll go through all the little animations there. Now, say I'm playing with friends, and I don't want my weapon up while I'm just talking to them about, you know, anything. I'll double tap Control. It's going to lower my weapon. So, a little bit more basic movements. So, let's see. Let's back up so you can see. And we'll double tap the negative key to look back. Now, there's our standard lane. We're going to hold, if we want to turn, we'll hold Shift and hit E for right, L for left to turn in the same place. If you're trying to get a good vantage and you want to reduce your foot sounds, say you got enemies danger close, that's a great way to do it. Now, we've already covered that. The F key, that switches the fire mode on your weapon. So say if you have a semi-automatic weapon, you want to switch it to full, hit the F. G key, we'll go on and demonstrate what that is. Toss a grenade. Whatever you have in your grenade slots, be it smoke, fragmentation, zip ties in some server, that's going to be locked under your G key. Now, hit B. It's my binoculars. Pretty simple. We'll drop back from that. V. Now, V is a default key on many servers to vault over. That's your standard vault animation. However, say if we were running towards a target and we hit V. If we hit it close enough to the target, as I will try to show here, it should. Well, that stepped right over. Now that's Arma for you right there. Occasionally you will get caught in the target. Occasionally you'll be able to step right over. Now if you do get caught in a target like that, just hit that V key again. Now some things you would be able to vault over. Those things are going to be more like small fences. Now we're going to go prone there. N, night vision. I don't want to blind you guys forever. M, it's going to bring up your map. A couple easy things in the map. Most servers that are not hardcore servers, if you hold your left shift key and you single click a location on the map, it's going to throw up a waypoint. Now, I'll show you why that's useful. Alright. Appears like we got a hostile right over there. But I need to zero my gun so I can hit that hostile with my scope. I don't know how far that is. I don't have my rangefinders. Well, I'll put that right over there. Oh, it looks like that's a little far. Move it around for a second while I'm in cover. It looks almost right. We'll move it again. I need to move that a little bit further this way. Well, it looks like we're looking at around 400 or 500. So I'm going to come up by hitting X. That's going to bring me to my knee. And we'll go on and draw my weapon. Now, the way I drew my weapon at this point in time was the mouse wheel. Mouse wheel is your biggest friend in Arma and your worst enemy at times. Mouse wheel and mouse click on the mouse wheel is going to confirm your selection. So I want to aim. Well, instead of having to go to first person if I wasn't already in it, I'm just going to right click on the right button on the mouse, sorry. And yep, I see my enemy right there. Now, Let's see here. I'm facing this way. We got a good idea. Oh, look at that. We're about 400. So I'm going to say at 300. But if we wanted to change that zeroing, your page up, page down in our lower right-hand corner, it's going to change the zeroing for your scope. Now, what you'll need to pay attention to is how far your gun is ranged for and how far your scope is ranged for. If you're shooting a gun that's out of range for your scope, it's not going to hit. If you're trying to use a scope that's not ranged for your gun, you're not going to hit. So that's just something you need to pay attention to. And I'm not sure if we can look at that here, but yeah, if you double click it with the left mouse button, you'll see that it has a range of 1,300 meters. We'll pull that scope off. Scope has a zoom of 200 meters. So we'll be able to see 200 meters. Now, most of your scopes on the modern day weapons, you will see that it has a range on it. But we'll go on and we'll get ready to fire. So I don't want any sway going on while I'm trying to fire. So I'm going to hit C. C is going to use the cover right here and put my weapon down so I can get a shooting position. I see this guy right here. Now if I had a modern day scope, yet again, I could hit the plus key on my number pad. That's going to zoom my scope in. Give me a better vantage on him. But I see that guy's right there. Now we're going to hold the right mouse button to hold our breath, steady our shot, and he goes down. Now by doing that, we might have alerted his buddy. So, I'm going to take him. I'm looking around. I don't see any further movement. But in that kind of shooting situation, I would probably pop back down, hop in my third person, and there we go. We can see one of their friends has popped out to see what's going on. While he may not have a fix on our position, I'm going to go on and take a shot. And it appears we even have guys diving out of buildings. Those 4 guys are cleared up, but we better pop back down and prone. And we'll keep an eye on our ammo by going on and reloading by hitting the R key. Real simple stuff, guys. Now, sound. Sometimes if you're shooting something big like an LMG, RPG, any high caliber sniper rifle, that's going to kill your ears. There's even some servers I've played on that shooting a gun in close quarters actually fully rings out your ears to the point you can't hear. Some servers, if you hit the Y key on your keyboard, it's going to decrease the volume of everything. Now, on other servers, you hit number 5 on your top keys. Number 5 is going to put in earbuds, so you can, or earmuffs, I'm sorry, so you can't hear anything. You won't hear as much, I should say. Everything's muffled. Now, those are very useful for riding in a vehicle, high fire situations, but when you get into actual combat, say if you were muffled and somebody come up right behind you and you couldn't hear them, you're going to get killed. Alright, accessing the inventory. Easy, it's I. Now, say I needed to make a little room here. Got my chest rig. It's put right in the middle there. And, oh well, I guess I could get rid of part of this ammo. Now if I drag it and put it right there, it's going to drop it to the ground. But say I was in inside of a vehicle or inside of a pack and I needed to drop something on the ground. I would grab it, take it to this ground slot, and drop it. It's going to drop it right on the ground. Now you will notice things like examine, craft, request, group menu. Those I'll be more than happy to show in the next advanced video. But right now we're just going to go over some easy things like movements and tactics. I'm going to scan the horizon real quick. Now, we'll go over switching covers. So I'm right here, and I think, oh man, there may be more hostiles over there. I did see 4 of them. It looks like I'm pretty covered if I can move to that green bunker. I got a lot of open ground there. Well, rather than doing vault animation, might be safer. Stand up and perform what is called a serpentine. Now I do that by moving the mouse left and right as I run. I'm going to run by holding the shift key and the W key. Now another good tactic is before you would go up here and give away your position, crouch. Now, things you might not notice when you're first playing. It's a door. Oh, I want to open the door. That's yet again your middle mouse. Alright, we'll look clear here. Oh, that's good to hear, Lazy. Alright, so we're going to proceed right over here. And we're going to do our same thing before. We're going to lay down. And we're just going to look out. And I'm not seeing anything directly. So I might pop up for a second with my scope and get a better vantage. Oh, well, I don't see any guys there other than the ones I've taken already. So what I'll do is go and pop back here. And that's a lot of open field to cover. So in a true battle situation, what you might want to do is notice the fact that you're not covered here. You need to get to what is called hard cover. Say if you did have an enemy searching for you, these are things that would be considered hard cover. They can't shoot you through that. I need to stop between then. Well, there's hard cover. So I'm going to go and move over here, and we'll get another vantage point down there. Oh, can't see anything there, but if I hit my C key, oh, there's a little sniper right there in that window. Let's go on and take him out. And like before, we'll pop down, see if anybody's watching. And I think I might have saw a guy in this window. So I'll pop back up. Oh, it's not looking like it. We'll scan the horizon for a second and pop back down. With AI, they're very different from player characters. They do have patterns that they run, but at the same time, they can be unpredictable. They can turn on a dime and one-shot you from 500 meters away. So, what we'll do is maybe a better vantage point will help. Well, doesn't look like we're getting one from there. We'll move right in between hardcover to hardcover. Now I'm only moving like this because we know our position's clear, but it looks like we found another hostile. Now the question is, would I want to try to engage from here, or should I push to that bunker for a little bit more cover? Well, I'm going to go in and push. Easy. Now you've got a little hard cover, something to work with. Now if he saw you move, he might be expecting you to go to that first slot. So it might be best to go on and hit your X key, pop up, and take it while you can. Now after doing that, we're going to pop back down. But since we have a high shooting wall here, we'll use advantage of that and go on and look over like this. Yep, not seeing any more hostile movement. That still is a lot of field to cover. Perhaps we should get a better vantage point. So we'll go on and move out. I'll tap that for you guys so you're able to see better. And again, we'll move from hardcover to hardcover. It looks like we got a guy standing right there. Now there are times you can just barely see someone. So the question is, do we give away our position, or do we think we can take him? Well, in most situations, you would want to push for a better shooting position. Now in a player battle, it might not be long before he can find you. But since they're not engaging, we'll go on and push up here. Now this does give you a lot of vulnerability while you're climbing this ladder, so be careful. But as soon as we get up, we'll go on and push back so they have less of a advantage to shoot. No man, these are just to help new players. A lot of requests coming in for them. Oh, and it looks like we do have a guy right there. We're going to go and take this shot. He's hit, and looks like he's down. But we possibly have betrayed our position. So we'll back up, look for enemy movement. Looks like he's back up. Didn't know where we were shooting from. So I'm not seeing any movement now. It does appear we've taken that hostile down. Now, give you an idea what I'm doing here. While you're prone, you hit Q, you're going to roll left. E, you'll roll right. Now as you play, you're going to figure out a lot of these commands really quick. This is going to become like first grade to you. None of these things are going to be that difficult. But as you're first playing, yeah, I'm rolling, I want to get a better vantage. Oops, I didn't notice that big ledge there. Well, to give you an idea, Arma is a fickle mistress. I might drop here and be fine, or I might hurt myself, which it appears like I have. Now, would I want to actually stay here in the open and heal myself? Negatory. Let's get inside here, and we're going to look, and it appears we're still okay. Now, if we didn't, we would get a scroll wheel command to heal ourselves. Now, when you do that, you're going to consume either an Instadoc or a med pack, but you will be consuming a healing item. Now, those take time to apply, and they leave you in the open. Now, looking again, I don't see anybody. Looks like we greased everybody that was visible. So, we might as well run on up, right? Yeah, let's just go. And we'll keep that serpentine in mind as we push. Now, we wouldn't want to push to the closest structure. We can strafe while we serpentine. Take a second to look around. Push. But we'll keep that serpentine, make us a little harder to hit. Now keep in mind, sometimes you want to make sure where those dead bodies are, because it appears we have a guy we almost walked up on. Now in this situation, you gotta take what you can get. See, now we're in a firefight between a sniper and a guy with a close range weapon. Now we're still out in the open. It appears we have a guy right over there in that building. As you can see, the glass is broken. No, man, this is for teaching new players. So we're going to use those tactics I taught you earlier. We'll try to lean around, see if we can see anything through those windows. But at the same time, we'll keep in mind there could be somebody even in this building. No, I'm hearing other players. We'll try to get a look. I don't see anybody there. Now, at times, you might want to, first instinct, go inside the building, get cover. No siree. Try to move around the building. See what you can see. Use everything in your area to your advantage. Especially the fact you heard those voices. You might want to just peek and know, oh look, there's a window. If somebody's in there, I might can see them, but they might can see me. Maybe I'll stay down. Looking all around, using my mouse. I'm not seeing anybody right away. I'll push back. Maybe if I push over there, I could see if anybody was over there. So we'll go on and serpentine that way. And those footsteps, huh? Looks like we got a guy standing right here. At this range, probably don't want to use our scope. Let's talk about hip fire. I'm going to try to pop out, and I'll have a little white cursor right in front of me. I'm going to put it on his center mass. We traded. Things like that are going to happen. The right weapon also for the right situation, guys. Now, I'm going to go on and end the scenario and show you a couple other things real quick that would just help out. As you can see, we did have one hostile inside that building. So we passed one hostile. And on the flip side of that, we only had this guy right here. Now all these guys right around here, they've been taken out. Let's see. We got this guy, but we did have another one here. Other than that, we would have actually cleared the place. So we had that guy and that guy right there. I didn't even remember. Now, talking about tactics. If we had went from this side, we would have probably opened ourselves up to these snipers, everything like that. But by looking over here, we saw we had hardcover to hardcover, and then mostly hardcover between. So, looking at it from this angle, I probably would have serpentined from this location up to here, quickly ran up this location, knelt down, and then got my hardcover. There's always things you learn every time you play. Now, what I'll do is I'll kill all this out, and I'll load another scenario for us real quick. We'll go in and throw in a car. Let's see. Let's get something a little bit better than that for you guys. We'll go with the pickup truck. So, load this guy in real quick for us, and I'll teach you guys driving 101. Real easy, real simple, no big deal. Alright. First thing I'm going to do, since I'm starting in the vehicles, I'm going to scroll wheel up and click get out. And here, as you can see, we have our vehicle. Just a little off-road. Doesn't offer much protection on the side with no doors. Small windscreen. And no windscreen in the back. It's got a small cargo capacity, but it is a pretty agile vehicle and good to drive off-road. Same rules apply between vehicle and non-vehicle. On foot, enter is going to take you back to first person. Now, you see as I'm moving my mouse left to right, I am turning the steering wheel. Now, personally, I don't like that. If I double click the left alt, it's going to take it where I can turn my head. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of driving in first person. I like driving third, just so I can occasionally turn to make sure nobody's following me. Now, like I said, those earplugs will come in handy later on. The vehicles are a little bit loud, but just like before, W, D, S, and now to stop it, you'll hit S. Now emergency brake, that's your X. So hit the X if you need to stop quick, hold it down. If you want to go quicker, hold down your shift. It's going to move you a little bit quicker. Let me go on and turn down this audio for us. We really don't need it. And as you'll see, there's holding down W to go forward. There's holding it down with shift. So it's going to give you a little speed boost. So put your foot on the accelerator a little bit more. Now, there's right with the shift. There's right without. As you can see by the grid, it does cut your turning down. Alright. Now say we're going and we see an obstacle right here at this next grid. What I might do is hold S and either A or D. And that's going to make me go into somewhat of a power slide and stop. I'm going to hold on and get out. If I wanted to get in the passenger seat, somebody else was driving, I can hop in the back. I could even shoot out of the vehicle. Most vehicles you can do this out of, but say you're, let's see if we can move to the inside. We can turn out on the back. Let's go and hop out. There we go. Hop in as passenger. Well, possibly not. Well, I'll show you another good point. You do see, while we're in the vehicle, as we're going, we can cut the engine. Now, you might roll a little bit afterwards. Let's say we're going, and you happen to scroll wheel down and you hit that eject button. That's going to throw you out of the vehicle. It's going to leave the vehicle running, and in most situations, you're going to die. So, just a helpful tip. When you're riding with friends or riding by yourself, try not to eject from the vehicle. Try to bring it to a stop. Let your friends know that it's fully stopped, and then get out. That'll avoid a lot of death situations. Now, vehicles can be damaged part by part. As you'll see, I got a tire out now. It does affect the way the vehicle moves. This isn't Grand Theft Auto. It does have a more, like I said earlier, a mil-sim effect. Now to fix that, most servers now, you rock duct tape. And yes, I know that may sound absurd, but you'll come up to the vehicle, you'll scroll wheel down, and you'll get an option to repair after you've been in the driver's seat. Repairing the vehicle does take around about a minute, maybe a little less, 45 seconds, where you cannot interrupt that action. If you do, you won't repair the vehicle. Now, destroying vehicles. You can put a bevy of fire into a vehicle, and it still looks pretty alright. We're going to switch to auto and reload. See if we can't get a little bit more damage. Still not much, eh? Well, it looks like we might have a grenade. Let's try that. Going to back up a little bit. And it looks like our vehicle is still pretty much intact. So you can see these things do take a little bit of a wallop. But our tires are out. So it is a good way to disable a vehicle while not destroying it. Now to destroy a vehicle, you're probably going to have to hit it a little bit harder. Maybe even more than we've got here. Seems that we've spawned in with just a very light loadout. Now, that in mind, we'll go on and hop back here. And we'll keep that pickup driver there. And let's see. I'll go on and throw in a much larger vehicle. And we'll play as this guy. Now, we're in a gunner's position. And as you see, there's our gun.
Car, 200 meters, right.
And as we cycle through, hitting the plus key on our number pad, we can zoom in. We hit it again, we go to night vision. Now that does work for some things. Sometimes you just press in. Now I'm going to gauge that this shot should hit, so we'll go on and lead it just a little bit. And it appears he's trying to drive away. So as you see, we've switched to a commander's seat. That's a different position entirely in the vehicle. Oh, there's our guy. Yeah, it looks like we may have got him. So we'll switch down to driver's seat. I'll take us to third person. And let's drive on over there. Now, as we have other AI in the vehicle,
Enemy spotted. Car. Half a click. East.
they'll be calling it out, just like that happened. I'm going to push up on this vehicle, and then we'll go on and destroy it, just for good measure. Now, you don't always have to destroy an enemy vehicle, but it does help. And yes, you can roadkill. Say if he wasn't already dead, we could run him down. Now, I'm going to go on and switch back to our gunner seat, which we can do in third person, but I do not recommend a gunner seat in third person. And we'll look right here. There's our target, and we'll just go on and blast it. And as you can see, the caliber of the weapons really do matter. Now, a big vehicle like this, it's got more armor. It's going to be harder to take out. So as you can see, we'll go on and turn out the vehicle. There's a big vehicle like this. We'll go on and try to take out some of their tires. As you can see, that took considerable more effort to do it, and he's still able to drive because of the size of the vehicle. But we'll go on and try to throw a grenade on him. And he moved, which usually happens. And it appears we've taken out another tire. Now, attacking the enemies inside an armored vehicle is difficult. Being that he is friendly, it's making it a lot more easy for me. But keep in mind, if I can get him to stop moving, keep in mind your position at all times, because he could run you down. It does not take much, as I will illustrate. Even running into the side of a moving vehicle will take you down. There is chances that that would have left me fine. But in Arma, there's more chances that that's going to kill you. Now, I might leave helicopters for episode 2. That's going to be more advanced. We'll go on and talk about, let's see. We'll go on and throw a sniper team out here. And put a couple things between us and them. Just clicking a couple objects. I want them really kind of dug in here. Alright. So we got a sniper team. And say we already know we do. And we're out a good way. And let's grab a vehicle. Let's grab a truck. Just a simple truck. And we'll go on and hop in. I'll show you how easy it is to get shot out of one, depending upon how smart these AI actually are. So say we're going to a mission, we grabbed a vehicle, and we think, okay, mission's clear, let's go and move up. I can't see anybody, I'm in the vehicle. It's just me, I don't have any friends on the server at the time. I might as well just go on and move up. I've taken out 4 or 5 guys, that must be it, right? Well, as I move into position, I might see, oh, my objective's right over here. Wait, there's a sniper team. And they're not engaging. Well, we'll go on and go over roadkill. So, we see these guys going and mow them down. Not that hard. And we'll talk about as well damaging a vehicle because of collision. Collision is a big thing. Oh, it appears I've damaged my vehicle. Now, in most situations, I'm going to damage myself. Oh, it looks like these guys were heavily armed. Oh, Lord. Why did we just run them over? But anyway, just showing you guys, collision will damage your vehicle as well. And let's see here. Go into our grenade and see how it works against this kind of vehicle. Yet again, grenades aren't going to do much. Look for more things like your RPGs, explosive satchels, IEDs. Those are really good against vehicles. Now for those, say you pick up an IED, you got a scroll wheel command, you'll drop it, put it down, you can either set a timer, or you'll have an option to set it off. So you get hard cover and then boom, set it off. Pretty simple. But as far as it goes, I'm going to leave it there for our first episode. Pretty simple stuff, and our next episode I'm going to have a little bit more prepared. Our internet's been up and down all day. We've even gone to the extent of making a custom little cooler box for a modem, and I do apologize it wasn't as professional as I would like it to have been, but that's going to be our first episode. Now give me just a second to switch over, and we're actually going to go into some server gameplay for the night.